October 10th, 2024 Planning Commission for the City of Port Washington. All planning commissioners are present. Is there anyone willing to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded, Alderman Newmeyer, and seconded by Mr. Ryer. Any questions or concerns on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. At this time, we have public comments and appearances. You're welcome to make public comments and appearances up to 3 minutes. If you ever need more time, contact me in advance to be placed on the Planning Commission agenda or be given extra time. Any public comments or appearances? Any public comments or appearances? Any public comments or appearances? Seeing none, we're going to move into item number 4, which is a special exemption, consideration and possible action on a request for a special exemption from section 485-95 of the City of Port Washington zoning code to allow a driveway addition to exceed the required width standards at 603 Pierre Lane. Bonnie Bernhardt, is the applicant. Mr. Harris.
Mr. Mayor, so this is a special exception for widening driveway. It's at, as you mentioned, thank you, 603 West Pier. And I have the images that are in your packet that will be coming up on the screen shortly. But real quick, the owners, they reside at the subject property, and they're wishing to install a 10 by 31 parking slab on the west side of the driveway. And the reasons are, similar to the other driveway widening special exceptions we've approved, multiple drivers in the household, winter driving rules, and this would alleviate kind of the moving in and out of the cars, and then also alleviating the issue of winter parking. As noted in my report, the zoning code does allow the Plan Commission to grant special exceptions for driveways, and in this case, the staff finds that the special exceptions is warranted, given the conditions, again, that are outlined in your packet, and recommends approval. Applicants here in case you have any questions.
Any questions or concerns? Those would be looking for a motion to approve the staff recommendation.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? All right, did you get that first and second there? Well, I'm always first in my mind, but actually Mr. Newmeyer made the motion and it was seconded by Commissioner Mock. Newmeyer-Mock. All right. I'm always first joke fell flat there, Mr. Ehrlich. All right, next one is a minor review, consideration and possible action on a use and parking.
You can stay or go.
It's very interesting. So you might as well stay.
We should be done in 11 minutes. The next one is a minor review, consideration and possible action on use and parking approval for a fitness and physical therapy center located in the commercial building B of the Prairie's Edge subdivision, 1137 Sheeling Lane. The background is the building and site plan for this property was approved by the Plan Commission in 2017 as part of the master site plan for Prairie's Edge mixed-use development. At the time, no use was identified for the site. Once a tenant for the site is identified, approval for use is required. The staff recommends approval of the minor review as presented. Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If you just give me 1 minute, the is being squirrely. All right. Usually there's an autofill, so I do apologize.
Since it's a fitness center, potentially, Mr. Harris, for every second this takes to do, you have to do a side plank.
Sides are hard on my 56-year-old shoulder. Anyways, and so this is a use approval similar to what we've seen in the last few months with Prairie's Edge. So looking at the site plan, this commission has approved 2 uses in commercial building C, which is that brown building between the proposed CBRF and Commercial B. This is in Commercial B. The building is not built yet, but will be shortly. And the proposal for this use is, as I have it, it's a fitness center, wellness center with physical therapy. This will be largely an amenity for the Prairie's Edge residents, for both 24/7 access to an open gym for the residents, and also some type of PT and wellness classes. And then there'll be limited availability for PT and wellness for just the community in general. This is a use that's permitted, subject to Plan Commission approval. And then the building and site plan was approved back in 17 when the original preliminary and building and site approvals were gone through both this body and the Common Council. And so what we're looking at is simply use and parking. And then my parking analysis is in the packet. But essentially, my summary of that is, given the parking lot available currently with the 51 spots and the staggered peak times for the three businesses, the two in Retail Building C, and then this use in the new Building B, along with the provisions that the zoning code allows the commission to make when approving flexibility in the parking code. Staff sees no issues and recommends approval. Applicants are here if you have any questions.
Flexibility is key in that core strength issue that you're suffering with, Mr. Harris. Any questions
I've been
from?
told that, yes.
Oh, Bob in a Warrior One pose, I'd like that picture. Mr. Ryer?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you're comfortable with the parking spaces. I mean, I think the main thing that matters is there's enough spaces for the business to succeed, so.
Most of the use for the health club is coming from the residents within the community. And then there are limited classes that AMRAP will run in the mornings, really before normal business hours. The church is the other main occupant of the other building. And the other tenant in that one only has 4 employees. It's a small family service.
Okay, so you imagine a lot of people that'll be using it would just be walking from their houses.
Walking from their houses or scheduled morning classes, so we'll have up to 15 people in a class. That's what the capacity for the rooms will allow for that. And then the physical therapy would have to be a scheduled session.
Okay.
That's usually just one-on-one physical therapy.
Okay.
Shouldn't be too bad.
Any other questions? Otherwise, I'd be looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Mock. Is there a second?
Second.
It's my call. Mr. Newmeyer. Seconded by Mr. Newmeyer.
Where's the love?
You can do the next one. All right. Any questions or concerns on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Congratulations and good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, especially with Bob and yoga. All right, so the next is an extraterritorial plat review, consideration and possible action on two proposed certified survey maps to divide 2 lots into 4 lots located on the north side of East Sauk Road, south of Sunset Road, and west of Misty Ridge Lane in the town of Port Washington, Newman Developments Incorporated. The background on the project is that under Section 236-10 of the Wisconsin State Statutes, a city or village may review, approve, or reject subdivision plats, including CSMs, located within the extraterritorial area if it has adopted a subdivision ordinance or an official map. As the city is a 4th-class city, Port Washington has a review jurisdiction within 1.5 miles of its corporate limits. Staff recommends approval of both subjected certified survey maps with the following conditions, and I'll let Mr. Harris explain those.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is an aerial map of the 2 subject subdivisions. This is located on the north side of East Sauk Road and northwest of the Interurban Trail. Essentially, it's kitty corner from the current Highland Point subdivision that's now under construction also by Newman Development. And what you see in these 2 slides here are the 2 subdivisions, 2 CSMs under consideration here. Each of the 2 CSMs will divide 1 lot into 2 for the total of the 4. And so on proposed CSM number 1, on the left-hand side of the screen, that is largely fronting along East Sauk Road. And so we see the lot 1 and 2. And then proposed CSM number 2 is just largely north of CSM number 1 with those 2 lots. Talking to the town of Port Washington, they approved this CSM last night, and staff recommends approval for both these CSMs. I think I do have a suggested motion for this because there are 2 CSMs, and so I would just follow the motions I have identified in my report with the tax key numbers, and so we have a record of both CSMs correctly being approved. Just to go back to the mayor's comments, this is actually because of the city and town of Port Washington growth agreement. This requires a agreement from the town of Port Washington to agree to a detachment to the city for a future annexation, should that happen. But as I noted in my report, there is a proper application and approval process for those lots, should we get to that. So looking at the 2 CSMs on their own merits as part of an extraterritorial review, staff recommends approval.
Any questions or concerns? The suggested motion then is, because this matter involves 2 separate CSMs, staff suggests the following motion. I move to approve the Dahmer CSM at tax key number 07-031-11-002.00 and the Ann Winter CSM at tax key 07-031-09-003-00.00 with the condition to require a City of Port Washington Plan Commission signature block to the approval certificates page of the subject CSM. Say bureaucracy without saying bureaucracy. Is there someone willing to make that motion?
So moved.
Is there? There's a lot of angels getting wings. Is there a second?
I second.
Seconded. Okay. Any questions or concerns on the motion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. That motion carries. We are about to adjourn. Before we do that, however, I do want to say I want to apologize. Alderman Newmeyer and I were at the police and fire department tonight for a special meeting of the council. And I was under the impression that we had a scheduled start time of 6:15. So thank you very much for the grace and the patience to wait for us there. Good luck with your new business, driveways, evenings, and now let's follow Mr. Newmeyer over to Inventors for a lager.
Trivia.
Trivia? Darn it. All right. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
This meeting